Now it's time to discover myself. ASMR. Right. Take 2. Good morning. I went to a party yesterday, or it was more just like a dinner with a bunch of people I didn't know. I knew one person there, and we were mingling, and I started talking to this one person about my job and what I do for a living, which is graphic design, and they were asking me if I liked it. And whenever anyone asks me if I like my job, I go into a tangent and I start complaining, because my main mode of conversation is complaining. I was just talking about how it's not really my dream job, but it like pays the bills, but it's hard because it takes up so much of my time, and I really want to focus on my personal projects and my actual goals and animation and da-da-da-da. And she was like, yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's everyone.
Okay.
I'm in LA, like, I feel like having that conversation in a way that's like, oh, my woes are so different and new, and it's just so hard. You can't have that here. It was stressing me out, because she's right, you know? Like, everyone has to work to pay the bills before they can actually get into the thing they want to do. And to get into the thing you want to do, you have to find time to work on it, you know? I find time to be on TikTok for 2 hours. Like, at this point, I'm just making up excuses and whining, and so I've decided today that I want to start being very, very proactive and very, very, organized in my goals. I was extremely burnt out from school. I needed a bit of a break, and that was just in February. It hasn't even been a full year, though it almost has. So I've been working. I've made enough money, and I found a job so I could live in LA, which is really, really, you know, great. Patting myself on the back. However, I do need to like get off my ass and start being proactive about this stuff, because nothing's gonna happen if I don't make it. I want to like figure out who my higher self is and what she looks like, what she does on a day-to-day, how she talks about herself, how she talks about other people, what she eats. I just want to like envision her so that when I'm doing things on a day-to-day, I can think, okay, would my higher self do this? I think that'll really, really help put me in the right headspace and just stay on track. I've gotten very, very comfortable complaining, and I feel like complaining is a very useful means of conversation when you're in like maybe a bad situation, like a bad job, and it's the only way you can get through it with your other coworkers and stuff. But I've complained more because I'm really, really bad at socializing, and I feel like complaining is an easy way to get people to feel riled up if they are aligned with you and what you're saying. I think I've gotten into a habit of just complaining because it works sometimes in conversation, but then when it doesn't work, it gets really bad. Like in the situation I just told you about, I realize more and more that like I really feel like I've developed all these habits, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what all these are, right? They're just bad habits, bad social habits, bad everything habits. And like, I've developed this bad habit of complaining to try and relate to people, and oftentimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, especially when you move to a new location. It's like making friends is such a big source of anxiety for so many people, including myself. And when I came here, I was like, I need to make friends. And I work remotely, so I was like, I have to do this online. And I got Tinder to try and make friends, and I mean, honestly, it's kind of worked a little bit, but it's just also so forced a lot of the times, and like conversations I'm having with people are a game in my head where like I'm literally just trying so hard to be relatable and funny, but not too much, and it's just exhausting. And I truly and honestly only need maybe like 3 friends, like 3 really, really close friends. And so I'm like racing to try and find that, and it's simply not working. I mean, you can force friendships, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it needs to happen naturally. And yeah, I'm just exhausting myself. But it does put me in situations where someone will be like, yeah, everyone's working really hard, you're not the only one. And it's helpful. It's a good little reminder. So, it's not even that late in the night. I swear 20 minutes ago it was literally daytime, but daylight savings, winter in California, it's dark. And honestly, I kind of like it. I think it could be good for the vibes. Now it's time to discover myself. ASMR. I have a lot of different journals to choose from, and I want it to be like dedicated to like keeping track of my goals for my higher self, and then also how I'm like managing that on a day-to-day. I actually forgot I had this. I got this at a thrift store in Michigan, in Ann Arbor or Ipsy, I don't know. And it's so beautiful. Like, look at how it's bound. I feel like someone did this by hand. The only part I don't like about it is this little quote. I'm very picky when it comes to wording, and if something feels a little bit like too on the nose or like motivational quote I would see on Instagram, then I probably not gonna like it. I'm gonna go with this one. I also like this because it's empty. The opportunity for me to be creative in here is very, very large, very, very vast. And now, time for planning. I have no clue how to do this. Like, I don't know if there's a proper way to channel your higher self, and I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, I was gonna Google it, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll just wing it. I want this to be not motivated by anyone else or anything else. I kind of just want to do what feels right for moi. Yeah, let's go. So when I think of my higher self, I'll close my eyes. I think of a woman who is independent but open to love and open to help, which is something I struggle with right now. I just imagine someone who has a lot of really close people around because she's allowed that to happen. However, that's not ever like a hindrance to her like moving forward. She's not stifled by anyone else in her life or held back or even taking anyone else's opinions that seriously, even though she does care about the opinions of the people around her. She trusts herself above all. I also think of someone who is dedicated to her career goals, not in a toxic way, but in a very hardworking way, like just admirably dedicated towards her work. My higher self knows balance, and she knows what her boundaries are. It's a priority, her mental and physical health. And so sleeping crazy hours is not an option. Of course it's gonna happen every once in a while for emergencies or like very important last minute things, but it's not a constant, and it's not expected. And if anyone does expect it, she will turn them down because she's strong enough to do so. My higher self wakes up early. I know every single time I have moments in my life where I'm waking up like at 7 to start my day, I feel better. I have more time for me. I get my work done earlier. It's better for me. And so I see her doing that naturally. She probably has to go to bed a little earlier to be able to do that. So maybe she's not going to bed past 12 a.m. She's done everything that she wants to feel like herself, her outward self matches her inward self. At the moment, I just feel like I've been itching for change, and I've been doing things here and there, like changing my wardrobe a bit or my hair dyeing it a different color, but there's more. I want more, and I want her to have it. I think my higher self fully embodies her internal. I also want my higher self to be empathetic more than I am. I used to be a lot more, and I don't know what happened. So I'm kind of just hoping that she's able to feel for and with other people more. Not hope. She is. That is her. She is empathetic. I feel like I transported myself for a minute. I think this is where I'm gonna end this, because I've started off with some ideas, and I know more are gonna come to me as I go throughout my days, and I'm thinking about her and what she would be doing in any given moment. Thank you so much for watching this video, for spending some time with me, for watching as I figure myself out. It's really beneficial for me making these videos, and it's just a little icing on the cake knowing that there are people out there who watch it and feel something or relate to me. It's like such a nice feeling. I say this all the time, but it's really weird as someone who doesn't have very many followers at all to like have someone take time out of their day to like comment, you know. I'm really such a random person, so thank you. I appreciate it. And if you're on a similar journey, then I wish you the best of luck. Yeah. Goodbye.
Your honey water wine, you make me warm inside. Your